So we were dealing with respect to the marketing entry strategies. So it refers to establishing and managing the contracts in a foreign country. So to have a good export and import, you should be having contracts with the countries in which you are exporting or in which you are importing. So after getting the contracts from the foreign countries, then you will decide about how you deliver the goods or the services to that particular market by either importing or exporting. So this is how a market entry strategy could be defined in simple words. So when you do this market entry strategies, usually some problems or the issues arise. So these are being categorized into three major issues. Any organization who are willing to go internationally faces three issues. So one is related to marketing, other one is related to sourcing, and the third one is related to investment and control. So what happens here in marketing? So in marketing, you have to deal like which countries, which segments, how to manage, how to enter with what information. So first, marketing is a big work. So they have to identify which country they are going to do the marketing. And how do you segregate the segments of marketing? So that comes under marketing strategy. So that also have to be identified. So after identifying the segments of the market, then again the company has to think how you manage these segments of the market. After that, again, how to enter the actual market after managing. After entering, how you will manage the information system of marketing management information system. So these are all the categories of marketing strategies which could be easily done within the country. So when you are focusing on outside the countries, so tackling, managing and overcoming and achieving a proper marketing of your product will be difficult, but still it should be capable enough. So all these issues arise when you're focusing your target market as the other countries. So this should be understood how to manage. So the second issue which can come across is the sourcing. Sourcing is whether to obtain the products or to make the products or to buy the products. So what type of sourcing you need? Either you are going for exporting or importing. So how do you obtain the products from the other countries if you are importing it? Again, it has different strategies. Please mute the mic, please. So again, you have different strategies. Or else if you are buying a product, it has different strategies. So how do you manage the sourcing as aspect when you consider a country outside, when you consider other countries? Next is investment and control. So investment cannot be done in a single, if it is not strong enough in financial aspect, then they have to go for joint venture. So if you have joint venture, there will be always some problem which arises if there is no proper coordination and understanding. So that has to be tackled, which is a major issue everywhere. And second is global partner. Only you working all alone sitting in India to the other countries is not possible. You should be having some memorandum of understanding between the other companies across the globe so that it helps in getting the required investment, right? And also data acquisition tools are necessary which helps in coordination of a proper way, either related to materials, source, yeah, data management, yeah, whatever. So this acquisition also helps in controlling the investment aspects of the company, either individually or through venture or through global partners. So usually in these three sectors, the issue arises commonly when they are opting the market as an other country. So this is for overseas marketing. So now we have understood what do you mean by marketing strategy and also the basic issues which come across related to the marketing strategies. Right. So these are the issues and these are the strategies which are defined, and you have a well-defined database also related to it. I'm not going in depth related to this. So you can just identify the key points on which the market entry strategies are defined by the people already. So one is related to exporting. If you're focusing on exporting of the market, you should follow the strategies of exporting. So how you are doing the licensing part of the product when you are exporting a product, that also you have to take care. And franchising. Franchisee you get for an existing thing when you want to open as a number of branches. So you have to take the franchisee from the main parental company so that you will work and you will get some percentage of royalty based on the profit what you are getting. And next is strategies what you have to follow when you do the joint venturing. Joint venturing is done when you need more fund or when you need some of the skills and techniques from the other department who are well versed. It could be technological joint venture, it could be financial aspect of joint venture. So they have specific strategies what you have to follow. Contract manufacturing. Sometimes if the manufacturing is too huge and the company is not capable enough, they will outsource the manufacturing of certain parts. So this outsourcing will be given in the form of contracts. So there will be a deadline within which the company asks some other department in order to do the manufacturing part. So based on that time schedule, the other companies will give back the products which are being manufactured from their end. So these strategies are being dealt with contract manufacturing. And then acquisition and mergers. So this helps in controlling the entire process of marketing strategy. So controlling aspects are dealt with data acquisition system. So they have specific strategies what they follow. Next is fully owned manufacturing facilities. If the company is manufacturing a whole and soul by their own owned equipments and facilities, what are the strategies they have to follow is different. And if they are doing a joint venture, what are the strategies they follow is different. Okay. Now how to do the counter trade, the trading with the other countries. So that also you have a different strategy skills. And also third country location. So you have a joint venture between the two companies and you have some tie-ups with the third country with a different location. In that case, how do you do the marketing entry strategies? So there are different things which are explained in depth, but in I think in your syllabus that much is not needed. So if they ask you which are the strategies being followed, you can list out and explain in your own sentence. So now we were dealing about the marketing entry strategies. Then you have specifically related to exporting, what are the things done? In exporting, you can see exporting is the most traditional and well established form of operating in a foreign market. So you can grab the foreign market easily for exporting rather than that of importing. So it is the most traditional in an established way in order to grab the outside market. So exporting can be defined as marketing of goods produced in one country into the other. Everyone know what you mean by exporting. So you'll manufacture in your parent institute and then you will uh, export to the other countries. Next is whistles. No direct manufacturing is required in an overseas country. Significant investment in marketing are required. So once you're exporting the product into a new country, so there the investment, there the manufacturing part is not needed, and significant investment in marketing are also not needed. It's required. Okay, so this concept you should be clear enough. No direct manufacturing and significant investments are needed in case of exporting. Then the tendency may not be to obtain a much detailed marketing information as compared to manufacturing in marketing country. So what do you understand from this? So you cannot get more amount of marketing information as you used to get in the parental country where the product was manufactured. So you may not get so much marketing information related to your product in the external market. Whereas if you compare the same with that of the parental company where the part is being manufactured. So this is about how do you define exporting and what are being included in an exporting criteria of a product. So now you know what do you mean by market entry strategy, issues related to it, what are the strategies followed for different marketing entry levels, and then you should know about what are the advantages and disadvantages. So advantages of exporting basically lies in manufacturing is home based, thus it is less risky than overseas based. One advantage of exporting is manufacturing in home based is less risky than overseas based. In overseas, manufacturing is riskier than that of the manufacturing at the home basis. So this is one advantage of exporting because you find less risky in overseas based manufacturing than that of home manufacturing concept. Second is it gives an opportunity to learn overseas markets before investing in other things. So you will provide an opportunity to study about the overseas market before you invest anything into it. And the third advantage is it reduces the potential risk of operating overseas because you'll do a proper survey, you will check in all aspects before you launch a product there, and because this will be possible only with the help of global partners. So it helps in reducing the potential risk in operating overseas. If you do in individual as an whole and soul, then it will be difficult. Always these are very good in advantageous way because you'll be working with respect to the global partners. If you're working with global partners, you will really be happy enough because you can enjoy many advantages related to exporting. So one disadvantage related to exporting, what it is, you have to understand. So the disadvantage is mainly that one can be at the mercy of overseas agents, and so the lack of control has to be weighed against the advantages. So usually people who do the exporting from India or any other country, parental country to the other foreign countries, they fail sometimes because they rely mainly on overseas agents. And those agents may not relay the actual fact of what's happening. So it is always not good enough to rely on the overseas agents. So instead of that, if you rely on overseas agents, you always find some disadvantages. So it is better always to go up with the global partners or some memorandum of understanding with some of the companies in the foreign countries who are related to your area of work. Then you can enjoy the advantages of exporting, or else you will fail with some disadvantages related to the exporting concepts. So that is done almost, and lastly you have to know only the what are the 10 successful steps to launch a new product. This is also there in your syllabus. So first is when you are starting a new product, you have to start very early. I'll just brush up with the main points, you can deal with in depth later. And second is make the product or service available in important influencers. So you'll be having some influential people in your area of work, and you should see that the product or the service is available to those influencers so that it will help for more information and more news on your product in the market. Next is brief industry analyst. So you should be having a proper industry analyst, and he should brief out related to the product in the early phase only. So then it will be very helpful for the market to understand what could be the product which will be launched. So it has to be started in the early phase. And next is seed the social space with leaks. Sometimes you have to leak the prototype of the product or the virtual working of the product, how it looks like to the market. Then the customers in the market will be knowing, okay, some new product will be launched. Okay, this could be how it operates. So we'll be happy to have this new product. So you have to do some leakage about the concept of a new product in the beginning before the product is launched, so that the people will be aware of what the product will be coming into the market. Next is don't expect a big bang release. So sometimes people invest a huge amount of money in order to launch a product into the market. It might work sometimes and it may not work. So it always works for a good branded company which is already in existence and have a good stability for a longer period of time. Example like Apple or a Microsoft, they launch very beautifully because they are strong enough and they know that the product will survive in the market. Why? Because mainly due to the quality what they provide. So don't make unnecessary release of big bang concept, and you keep the release rolling. Okay, the release, what you do, you keep on rolling. So you don't know when reporters will have time to write, to give them some opportunity to write about the offering after the official launch date. So you have to keep the release of the product on rolling basis, so that the information related to your product will come in news channel as well as the newsletters wherever it is applicable. So these are the 6 successful steps for launching a product. The other 4 are here. So always you have to get your partners involved in launching the product, and you have to do something unusual thing. So some funny video along with the product launch, or some stunt or something indifferent, so that grabs the mind of the customers. So that they feel like, oh, it is something different, and even they are launching in a different way and it looks pretty good, so why don't we try with this product. So you have to do something unusual, something unique during the time of the launch of the product. And always you should involve your global partners, or the partners which are there within the country during the time of your launching. And next is you make it easy for people to learn more about your product. So you have to provide some free trials, or download the information about the product, or send the product videos and the demos about the product, so that it helps the people to learn more and more about your product before the product is into the market. So this thing has to be followed. And last is you have to ignore the elements of the launch that do not drive the business. So launching elements are many. So you have to ignore some elements which does not provide an effective drive to the business, and focus on only the elements which provide an effective drive for the business. So this all, if you follow all these 10 steps, then a product could be launched successfully into an market. So these are the 10 steps what you have to follow for a successful launching of a new product. After this, you have a system what we call as product launch tracking. So product launch tracking, we usually relay with the software, and you enter the data of the product which are being launched. So that it helps in giving you the status of the product launched in different areas of a particular state, or different states within a country, or even the different countries across the world, so you can track how successfully the product has been launched. This is the last part. What we have to deal is, what are the reasons to consider product redesign. So now you have know the information related to what you mean by product, what is a new product development, how you implement the decision service system, what are the categories of financial control implementation strategies, and also now you know about the market entry strategies. So these all are speaking about a particular product launching into an market. And the last thing what you have to consider is, what could be the reason to consider a product redesign. So new product is into the market. If it works successfully with good sales and return, then no need of redesign concept. So but when a new product goes into a market with new idea, and if some suggestions are being given by the customers saying that they want the same new product with some modification, so then you have to opt for redesign. So these are the reasons what you have to follow for considering the product into redesign. So what you do here is you need to identify. So what could be the reason for redesign? We are listing out here. You need to visually unify the past products. Unify is nothing but you visually you need to unity or uniform the existing past products, and you have to have a review whether how is the review command of the customers, is any need for redesign or not, that you will check by combining the past products. Then your recent business performance has changed. So if the business performance changed, it could be increased or decreased. If the business performance has decreased, then you have to tackle with the customers to identify what could be the requirement for increasing of the business performance. So then you'll come to know there are some suggestions from the customers. So then you have to go for redesign of it. Third one is new government regulations or requirements. Suppose your product is in the market and suddenly new regulations or the requirement from the government is done. Then also you have to do some redesign for the existing product. The government might say this product is good, it's working successfully, but as per our regulation we need this amount of requirement into the product. So then also they have to go for redesign. It happens mainly if it is through DST approved government projects for a particular new product, and if it can happen if the concepts or idea is given from the government side for the benefit of the society, and if they require some more requirements into the product, then you have to be abide with respect to the norms of the government regulations. And if you're expanding into new markets, you are good enough in a particular market and you want to opt the same market to a different same product into a different market, and the different market people might be in need of some modifications to the market what you have achieved successfully. So then also you have to consider the redesign concept in it. Next is customer feedback and insight show that it looks best to change your product slightly. So, and this is a common thing everyone knows. If the customer provides you directly the feedback saying that they need some changes, then also we go for product redesign. So this could be the reasons when and how the product could be redesigned. So while redesigning, some important considerations have to be taken. First is identify customer needs, establish the target specifications properly to whom you are designing the product. Target is nothing but your target market, and target market will be having some specifications and needs. So based on that only you have to redesign the product. Then analyze the competitive products. So when there might be the products similar to you from other companies who are the competitive products, so you have to analyze the competitive product design aspects and the sales and return also. So then based on the redesign you have to generate the product concepts. Okay, then you have to select a concept for that particular product. Then you have to refine the specifications. After refining the specifications, you have to perform an economic analysis saying that all the needs, requirement and specification from all the people are being achieved. So once all these things are achieved, you can go for remanufacturing of the product related to the new design what you have done based on the customer needs. So all these considerations should be taken care enough in redesigning an product. So finally, this concludes the module 3, so which deals with focusing on reasons and consideration one has to decide whether existing product could be redesigned or not. So this was related to the concept of redesign. So how you have to focus, what considerations you have to take and decide whether the product could be redesigned or not. So based on these criteria, you can tell the existing product could be redesigned or not. So this is about the third module. So now you are free enough to for discussion. Any doubts you can ask me. Hello. Hello. Kindly answer your attendance, please. Hello, speaker.
I'm 16, ma'am. 16.
Ma'am, 14. 14.
32, ma'am.
75, ma'am.
14.
Just a second, just a second, just a second. So, any doubts related to the third module? I'll be posting the questions. You should be able to submit before next Friday class. You have to submit in the Google Classroom. Okay? Yeah, tell me the answer at attendance.
74,
14.
ma'am.
74,
41, ma'am.
16.
41, 60,
21, ma'am.
20,
14.
24,
7.
72, okay, 45,
401, ma'am.
1
1
6,
by
ma'am.
1,
16.
1 6,
24, ma'am.
74 over, huh?
401.
0 1 over,
68.
68, okay,
66.
01.
66, okay,
Ma'am, 401.
401 done,
73.
23, 32, okay,
07.
07, 36, 37, okay,
21, ma'am.
14.
21,
27.
27, okay,
1 4.
48, 1 3, okay,
62.
62,
51, 51.
51, okay,
Ma'am, 408.
408 done,
22, ma'am.
32, okay,
22.
22, okay,
18, ma'am.
18, okay,
Ma'am,
411,
14.
ma'am.
ah,
411.
411, okay,
75, ma'am.
56, 75 is done, yeah, next, 36, okay, which 61,
Ma'am, 406. 406.
406, okay,
Ma'am,
02.
1 4.
58 done,
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
14.
409.
02 done, 10,
409.
409 over,
14. 1 4.
14 over, 61, 23, okay, who else? That's all? Hello? Anyone else? Okay, then thank you all. I'll see you back on Friday. So before that, all the assignments have to be uploaded with respect to the due date in the Google Classroom. Okay? Hello?
Ma'am, 28.
28. Okay.
Ma'am, 412.
4
412.
412. Okay.
Ma'am, 72.
72. Okay. Who else?
58.
Fif- 58. Okay.
24.
20.
74.
74 I've written already. Anyone else who haven't answered the attendance? Okay, then take care, everyone. Bye.
Okay, ma'am. Bye.